Hey everyone, hope you've all had a great week and you're all looking forward to your weekend. Today what we're going to talk about is muscular imbalances and the role that muscular imbalances have within back pain. So the traditional idea of muscular imbalances and their role in our back pain is that having muscles that are stronger on one side than they are on the other side, than they are on the other side puts excess pressure onto the spine or on your pelvis. This leads to back pain. It's one of the according to a lot of people, that's a big thing in why people get back pain. I'm sure you all know me well enough now to know what's coming. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to break that down. We're going to break down and talk about the science around that, and then we're going to come to some sort of conclusion at the end. So the question that we always have to ask ourselves when it comes to these topics is, does the idea of muscular imbalances contribute to back pain fit with what we know about back pain? Because there's very little that we know for certain. Like what can we be 100% sure about? Not a lot, okay? All we can say is that the best currently available research is pointing us in this direction, and we have to go that way until we're told otherwise, all right? So what I want to do is go back to normative data on back pain. So this is where we talk about the percentages of the different types of pain. Okay, so 90% of all back pain is multifactorial low back pain. So that means it's made up of loads of smaller factors embedded within our lifestyle, our behaviors, our beliefs, and within our tissues. And it's like we use the phrase death by 1,000 cuts. That's what 9 out of 10 people have when it comes to back pain. 5% of all back pain cases are due to structural changes like a fracture. 5% is due to pathology like an infection. And then around less than 1% is due to nasty stuff. Okay, so what we've got to know, so those are our categories, right? And we've got muscular imbalances as a topic. Which category do muscular imbalances fit into? Well, the only one that they can really fit into is multifactorial low back pain. But as we always talk about, and as I've said already today, multifactorial low back pain has multiple reasons for it. It's not just got one sole reason explaining it. So if you have significant muscular imbalances, that may explain a tiny percentage of why someone has back pain, but there are going to be a load of other reasons why someone has back pain. And these other reasons are things that we know are strongly correlated with back pain in the research, like being under a large amount of stress. So for me, the things that we know are more likely to be causing back pain in someone should dictate most of our attention and time during treatment. When we treat people, we want to be able to give them the best bang for their buck, if you like. That's the phrase we use, because we want to pay attention to the most important stuff first of all that's going to create the biggest change for people. So what we have an issue with is when patients who we see are told that muscular imbalances are the sole reason for their pain, or is at least the main reason, makes up the bulk of the explanation as to why they have back pain. Because going from the research that we have on this topic, it says that that just isn't true for most people who have multifactorial low back pain. The other kind of argument, apart if you put aside all the research that says muscular imbalances aren't that significant with regards to back pain, just as a practical example, we want to consider sports people. Okay, so most people know who David Beckham is. If you don't know, he's a very, very famous England football player, now retired. He was a right-footed football player and was really well known for how well he could deliver a cross or take a free kick. Now, he's right-footed, okay? So he does the majority of work with his right leg. That means that he's going to have a huge muscular imbalance between right and left, okay? Because he does most of the kickings with his right, less with his left, all right? So that right side is going to be way stronger, probably bulkier as well. Now, David Beckham did not have loads of pain and injuries because of his muscular imbalances. So the therapists at his football club wouldn't have spent loads of time trying to even that out and build up the strength on his left-hand side. The reason for that is because the muscular imbalances he actually needed those to be good at his given skill. So those imbalances happen just because of how he moves naturally. They're actually advantageous to him to have those imbalances, all right? So I don't, you wouldn't want to start taking those away because they're actually useful for him. And the same is true for patients, for you guys. So the things that we do each and every day dictate what muscular imbalances we have, where they are. Like, that's quite normal. If you always bend down to pick something up with your right hand side, well, your muscles are going to become stronger and adapt to that for you to bend down and pick that thing up with your right hand. A patient who really sticks out in my mind with regards to this was a cleaner. All right, so she always used a vacuum cleaner on the same side. So that meant that the spinal muscles were a lot bigger and a lot stronger on one side than they were on the other. Okay, so that's an advantageous muscular imbalance for her. Now, during her treatment, we didn't address those imbalances at all. She still got them, but she got better. Okay, so we treated her, she got out of pain, and we didn't even talk about muscular imbalances. You know, and I've talked about this to patients before, and they said, well, you know, someone said before that I had muscular imbalances, and I exercised it, and I worked on them, and I evened those out, and my pain went away. But there's an easy answer to that, and it's because you exercised. It's not because you evened out muscular imbalances, it's because you exercised your back, your spine. You know, we've talked about this before in a couple of our previous videos. Exercise works for back pain, full stop. Okay, provided that you're using it the right way, following those 2 golden rules I talked about last time. So for those patients, them getting better had very little to do with changing muscular imbalances and a lot to do with the fact that they had exercised their spines. All right, so, you know, look, I genuinely believe that you'd be hard pressed to find a single human being in the world who doesn't have some form of muscular imbalances. They're a seriously normal thing to happen to us, and they don't play a huge role in our back pain. And even if they do play a role, it's going to be like 1% of why you're experiencing pain. There are going to be loads of other factors that seriously need your attention above that. In terms of that priority list, if you like, muscular imbalances are going to be down near the bottom. And even if you get all those other things and you get to muscular imbalances, that is now the most important thing. I would bet you that your pain has probably already gone away, so you're probably not even going to be that interested in it by that point. So our advice for patients is, you know, don't worry too much about trying to even out muscular imbalances when you're exercising. Spend more time trying to make sure that you're just exercising regularly to a level that your body is happy with, you know, not going outside your circle of function. And it is literally no more complicated than that. So that's kind of brought me to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Muscular imbalances and leg length differences are a real bugbear of mine, because they're just things that I hear all the time, and the research just says that they're probably not that related to back pain. So I want to get the message out there to you guys that muscular imbalances, leg length differences, we can cast that to the side. They're probably not as important as we've always thought. So let me know if there's anything you want me to cover next week. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you all again on Monday.